Hello, my friends. Jill Ortiz here in my empowered fitness community for women over 40 looking to get energized, confident, and strong. It's nice to see you today. Say hi when you get here or if you watch on the replay. So I couldn't help myself but come outside today to do our Monday motivation chat. I will give you a little view of my backyard here and how gorgeous. It's a beautiful sunny day in South Florida and just awesome sunny weather. I hope you're all getting your vitamin D this summer, getting some walks outside and getting some sunshine, staying healthy. And every Monday, for those of you who are new, I come in here. Hi, Brenna. Can't see all the way down there. Every Monday I come in here and I do a Motivation Monday chat. I spin it in a different way to try to help you get just invigorated, excited about making some change, taking first steps, and getting some amazing results in your fitness journey. And so today, my Motivation Monday chat, hey Carrie, hi Kelly, is inspired by my sister, which many of you know if you were following me this weekend, know that she had her Broadway debut this past Thursday, that my mom and dad and I went to go watch her first official Broadway production of Mamma Mia. And it was amazing. I had an amazing weekend in New York City. And I will tell you that I am using my sister as the motivation for our chat today because she is 39 years old. And since she was, I'd say, 5 or 6, all I can remember growing up was my sister singing and acting and doing impersonations, and that her one and only dream was to make it to Broadway. And seeing her go to camps and theater schools and late nights where my mom was driving her to play rehearsals, going to a performing arts high school, making it into the Boston Conservatory for college, moving from Boston to New York City after college, doing numerous off-Broadway shows, numerous national tours, cruise ships, her own one-woman show, and finally making it to Broadway. It's one of those things where you have to have incredible resilience and you have to have that drive to just keep going even when you're not seeing the immediate results. And so that's what I want you to take today from my sister, is that you have got to be a lifer in this thing called health and fitness and being your best self and wanting to feel confident in your body. It's going to be a lifetime journey, and you cannot pretend like you're going to stop it when you get to a goal. If you ever get there, and you can't, you have to stick with it, whether you're seeing the results right away or a tiny bit or not at all. You have to keep doing the things, and you have to keep living your healthy lifestyle. And sometimes you'll see certain results. Sometimes you're building foundations, and it's just something that you have to continuously take action. And I think another thing to consider is that sometimes we realize it takes a lot more effort than we know to get the results that we want, especially since a lot of us are looking to unrealistic, goals that we don't realize are unrealistic. But it's kind of like I said this yesterday, it's kind of like a 21-year-old saying, I wish my body was like it was when I was 12, right? Before puberty. And you're not going to be that way. You're going to have curves at 16, 18, 21. After you hit menopause or after you hit your late 30s, early 40s, your body is going to change again. We naturally get rounder around our center. And so thinking you're going to have a 20-year-old body or even a 30-year-old body in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond is, again, it's something that you're going to have to work very hard at, and it may not always be easy, and it may not come immediately. But I want to share another piece of inspiration, and it's I was watching a podcast on YouTube maybe a month or two ago, and there was a woman on there who 57, maybe 53, 57 years old, somewhere in her 50s, and the person interviewing her said, your transformation is amazing. You know, how long did it take you to get here? And she goes, girl, this took me like 3 years. And if I had given up after 6 months of really not seeing much change at all, she's like, I never would have gotten here. But for some reason, her body at whatever it was before, 50, 52, whatever, it wasn't responding very fast, but it was responding and changes were happening. She just had to make sure that she was going to be in it for the long haul. And that's what she said she did. Is she said, I don't care how long this takes. I am in this for the long haul, and I am going to do everything I can. And if the change comes, amazing. If not, I know I'm doing the good stuff for me and being super healthy. And so that's really important too. I think it's also really important to understand that when we're trying to make a change, that we can't find one thing and then assume that it's going to work forever, but we have to have different tools, different mechanisms, different styles of nutrition and eating and those kinds of things, different fitness plans. And that's what I do with my clients, is we're constantly varying what we're doing so that we stay excited about it, so that we keep seeing new changes and that we keep exploring new tools. So, so when people ask me what's your technique, what's your theory, are you keto, are you this, are you that, are you macros, are you, IF? And I go, no, I'm like ADHD plan. Like, we got to keep changing things all the time to stay excited about it. I'm the let's keep adding tools to the box kind of person and see what works for each of us individually and see how long it works before we got to change the tools. And so that does keep it more exciting than trying to do one thing forever. So what's the call to action? Because you got to take action, right? If you're going to get any results ever. What's the call to action today? I've got 2 things that you can do. These are generally the 2 ways that people start working with me. One is that you can go ahead and just set up a call with me and we can discuss what's going on with you and see, is there anything in your lifestyle that you need to change? Fitness, nutrition, do we need to just shake things up, try something new? And then we can discover the different options. Or do you want to start with something like a 5-day hands-off plan where you don't even have to be, conversing back and forth with me if you're not ready for that, but you can do my 5-day menopause makeover, which is 5 workouts. You can add on a 5-day meal plan, and it's 5 lessons on the big needle movers during this period of a woman's life that have to be taken into account, right? These are pillars that have to be taken into account. They include stress, sleep, fitness, nutrition, and hormones. And so it's only $5. Everybody should be doing this thing. And it's a really great experience. There's 10 spots available each week, and you can sign up as soon as you're ready. I included the link here for you. So those are 2 ways to get started with me. If you want to ask me any questions, you can pop them below. On Wednesday, I'll be back live at noon Eastern to do a live Q&A session. I've got some questions that were proposed by my current clients this past week, including issues on constipation, intermittent fasting, weighted vests, and protein bars, and I'm going to go back and find the rest of them and address a few things that they've brought to me. Otherwise, if you have questions, you're always welcome to drop them here for me or send me a message, and I will see you back here on Wednesday. But take some action today. Be inspired, be motivated. It's Monday. You gotta do something. All right, everybody have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I'll see you back here on Wednesday.